Good morning. I want to give a little preface on yin and yang and blood and qi. So yin is our feminine, full, it's moist, it's dark, it's solid, it's womanly, okay? It's like this nighttime, it's all of that energy, that dark, the black. If you see the yin and yang sign, it's the black part. Yang is the opposite. It's like masculine and moving and bright and shiny and daytime and fast, and air is very yang. So in Chinese medicine, we need yin and yang together to survive. Okay, so if you look at the yin and yang sign, in the black there's a little bit of white, and in the white there's a little bit of black, because yin and yang are connected in so many ways. They're interchanging, they're interdependent. You can't have one without the other. And one of the coolest things about yin and yang, I think, is that they're relative. So for instance, I'm like 5 feet tall, and if I have a woman lady friend who is like 6 feet tall, then she's bigger than me, she's more masculine than me maybe in that aspect, so she would be yang. However, maybe she's like really reticent and quiet and like calm, and I'm like super loud, so I'm more yang than her in that way. So we're constantly changing our yin and yang, which is really exciting to me, because it makes wellness dynamic. It makes us dynamic. There's no such thing as just being like static. So when you go and get lab tests, for instance, at the doctor, they're going to give you all of these printouts about what your levels are. Now, those levels are always changing depending on what you eat, depending on what your mood is. If you go and get like a blood pressure test and you just had a really stressful fight with your kid, you're going to be like, but if you just came from the spa, you're going to be chilling, right? So everything's always relative. So we have to keep that in mind. We have bad days, we have good days, we have yin days, we have yang days, or the opposite. Yin days and yang days. So that is something that I would like you guys to keep in mind as we continue our discussion, is that everything's always changing. The other thing is yin and yang is qi and blood. So yin is blood and yang is qi. Now, yang has to have a place to kick it, to stay, and that's in the blood. The blood is the yin part, and the blood holds the yang. The blood is the mother of yang, and the blood follows the qi. So like the mother follows the child. This is all in the classics. It's really cool. They have all of these wonderful analogies for relationships, like mother and child, and man and woman, and yin and yang. It's really lovely, actually. So where our qi goes, our blood follows. So our qi is our breath. Really, it's oxygen, and our blood is our blood, like the substance, the yin substance that is our blood. So when we're breathing, we're moving our blood. And one of the basic tenets is, where there is pain, there is no flow. Where there is flow, there is no pain. So one of my teachers said that acupuncturists are just glorified plumbers, and I cracked up. First my ego was like, but then I'm like, oh my God, that's so true. But you need a plumber. You don't call a plumber if you're backed up, right? Yes, you will. If the world didn't have plumbers, what would we all do when our toilets get backed up? So I'm like a body plumber. So people come in and they're like, ow, 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 ow. And I'm like, oh. And then they leave without pain, or with much less pain. So that's exciting. So this is in preparation because somebody texted me last night, and I need to do another video to help out with that. But hope you enjoyed this one, and subscribe. We're going to talk more about all things health.